And so what I would normally do is I might start off with something like this as a reference for myself, knowing that what I'm going to do with this, of course, go with the goatee, just a beard here to indicate. This becomes kind of the reference for me before I sit down and do a more elaborate sketch. And let's see, there'll probably be a source of light coming from here. And let's see, it's going to be a word bubble here. We'll do a word bubble here. So this for me kind of preps it. And then what I'll even do with something like this is I already know that I'm going to, in the background here, have Miss 28 kind of in a pose, ready to fight. She'll have her line of dialogue here. And then for me, this becomes like the first reference. So then, what I would do from this point, so I erase all of this, and even if I don't erase it completely, it really doesn't matter, because then, and again, I'm not fancy with like whatever I use. So in that case, what I would do, let's say if I'm going to use pencils, for instance. So, I might just grab a random kind of sketch pencil. And I might even just like use this actually to create like a panel in a certain kind of way. So let's say if I'm just doing this to create, one panel. Okay, so because I remembered kind of the setup of the scene, and we'll put another piece of tape down here that will stabilize this. And so from here, I just, like I said, I'm not going to go through an entire sketch, unless that's the kind of video everybody would be interested in, and just seeing me go through the whole kind of process. So I'm just kind of rushing, scribbling here, because like I said, I don't want to hold you for a long time, unless you want to hear me play a country song. Who knows, maybe I'll do that as well. And so again, now I'm just starting to make this a bit more elaborate. And let's say in theory, if I was going to ink this and start going with clean lines, then that process would start, here, of like making really clean lines. And so if you can just imagine me doing this for each scene, basically over the course of this, I don't even know if that's showing up well, like at all. You know what, to that point, I'll just draw over this. So again, imagine me using a Sharpie here. But again, so if you can imagine, I would draw images and do initial sketches. Some of them more elaborate than others. And then provide them to, like I said, the incredible artists with whom I was working. And then together we would collaborate and just start to create far more, elaborate images. And then they would be animated and so forth. And so for instance, let's say if I wanted to focus on like a close-up, let's say if I was going to focus on a close-up of, say, Miss 28's eye. I might do something like that. And say, okay, in this shot, I want, just to focus, on her eye or something. Basically, you're just kind of organically living out what these characters would do. And again, like I said, I could just do a whole video and go through a whole kind of process of how I do this. And just maybe have to put it together over the course of different clips, since right now my channel is pretty small and I can only upload like the 10-minute clips. But I say that to say thank you to all the artists who've done all of the incredible work that I just can't thank you enough for. And look forward to working on this, however it comes out over the next few weeks and months and everything else. And even if I happen to disappear for a little while, I'm never going to disappear, for good. As long as I'm on this earth, I'm going to be here. Like I said, drawing and, on occasion, playing a country song. And who knows, next time we meet, I'll just, I might just go ahead and play, a little something. But again, thank you for everything. Talk to everybody later. Goodbye.